lots going on still with Israel and Gaza. White House officials did a lot of briefing yesterday of reporters and laid out their view of things. A little bit more to conversation about what the peacekeeping force would look like, but still tons of ambiguity there. Still a lot of ambiguity about Israel being very bellicose in its language, saying, if we don't get the bodies back and if Hamas doesn't disarm, we will do this. And I still believe when the president said we will disarm them, he really meant Israel
Oh
rather
yeah,
than.
yeah, yeah. We will allow them to be
Yeah,
disarmed.
exactly.
Yeah. So so this is a evolving situation. And here's my question. We're waiting for the bodies to be returned, and Hamas now says they need equipment to find some of the bodies. We're waiting to see what the peacekeeping force looks like. We're waiting to see. There's lots of talk about maybe they'll rebuild parts of Gaza where it's easier to build, and those will be like the good parts, and that'll be like what do you call that? Those urban enterprise zone, like an enterprise zone.
There's a 90s term.
Yeah, and then there's some other moving parts, but where's time the enemy of this, Dan? Where's time the enemy of this rather than just it can play out? Like where's the pressure? Is there any?
Mark,
I'm not
Mark,
sure
we're on
there is.
YouTube now.
Great,
You may
welcome to
wanna-
the YouTube audience. But we don't have elements, right? We're just on YouTube.
Uh,
So do you want me to assume my
watch your
YouTube
text.
more of my
Watch your text.
YouTube? Okay, you want me to assume more of my YouTube voice? What does it matter to me? What does it
Welcome
matter
our
to me?
YouTube audience late.
Oh, welcome.
You know.
Sorry we were late, YouTube audience. We're glad to have you here. You can go later, watch the whole show if you didn't like what you missed. You missed some great stuff. Dan juggled, Sean did card tricks, and I used my more intimate two-way platform voice. But now I'm using my YouTube voice. Dan, is there anything that's where there's time pressure, where there's like a
Yes.
ticking clock? Where?
Yes, this is as old as time itself. Who controls the streets? And right now, it sure sounds like Hamas is racing to reestablish in the vacuum. We control Gaza. They're executing people who supposedly collaborated with Israel. The problem is if they get that toehold back, now you're not trying to fill what is a blank slate. You have to dislodge them. You have to take them back out.
Can I push back on that in a gentle and friendly and
No,
collegial way?
please, smack.
Again, I'm not celebrating any loss of human life, but if a bunch of Hamas thugs are killing a bunch of their enemies and probably vice versa,
Yep.
I mean, they're doing the work that needs to be done to some extent.
No, those
the
are the
bad
people
guys.
who collaborated with Israel, who
Well,
presumably are moderate.
Some of it, sure, you're right about that. But I'm just saying, like, I get that that's not. I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying, like, they're just playing stuff out. There's no threat to the
So here's
deal.
the thing. Let's play
from
this
that, to
out.
me.
Let's say that they start standing a government up in some capacity to deliver some
I'm
sort
sorry,
of.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but that's not happening anytime soon.
Why?
I mean, Tony Blair might try to stand something up, but there's going to be no organic government anytime soon.
Well,
'Cause
no,
there's
that's not true. It's the law of the jungle. If I have the gun and I control the corner, I control
Yeah.
the government.
Well, that's
I
what
mean,
the
that's so it's just like Iraq, right? We went in there, we disbanded everything, we knocked it, and then we looked around and said, "Who's in charge?"
Yeah.
And Iran and everyone funneled in people, and they just started standing up fear. So
Yeah.
then
All right.
you have to
all right.
dislodge them.
I take your point, but I still don't think that's urgent today. Sean, I just don't. I think it's important in the next month, but I don't think it's urgent today. Sean.
So I mean, but Mark, then your job is harder because you have to then re-defeat them.
I think they're burning themselves out. Sean.
I mean, the only thing I think that matters is like I was actually, and again, we're seeing this from afar. But when Hamas said, "Hey, it's not that we're not turning over bodies; we need equipment," I thought that was a positive thing. Meaning, it looks at least like they're trying. So to answer your question, I think is where the accusations ramp up, where you're not keeping up your end of the bargain. Is where and so far it looks like appearance wise people are trying to do that, which is a helpful thing. It's until that point in which one side starts saying to the other, you're not fulfilling the terms of this agreement. And I know there's a little on the periphery of this, but that's where the enemy becomes where one side says, forget it, we're walking,
Right.
you're not doing it.
Let me ask this question. Don't need to give me a long answer because we got to get to other topics. But Israel's again being very bellicose. Israel's saying, if Hamas doesn't disarm, we're going in. If that happens, how does the world react? Does the world say, condemn Israel, or does
Yes.
it world? Yes, the world doesn't say Hamas didn't live up to its end of the bargain. So thank you, Israel, for
It
doing
has
it.
to be egregious. I mean, if Hamas, that's what I'm saying. Hamas is trying. If they stop, if it gets too much, I think, and Israel jumps the shark, as they say, I think that's the problem. Israel can't look too aggressive without like a corollary of provocation. Like it can't,
Dan,
like, hey, we think this.
Dan.
I mean, I think it depends how bad it is again. I mean, if they go in and they take out some Hamas, people with guns, I don't think it's as big of a deal. But if civilians start getting killed and you start setting up perimeter zones and driving people out again, then the world says, here we go. We're spiraling right back down.
I just hope they fast track the peace force. That would be good. All right.
They say that something that's easy is like a walk in the park. Well, easier than a walk in the park, hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss an episode, be part of our conversations. Thank you for your service to America.
And don't forget, you can now listen to the morning meeting and Two-Way Tonight on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.